Hi all, Brad Wright here from singlemalt.com.au, and this month we head down to the Apple Isle to Launceston and we're trying the Launceston Distillery's Apera Cask matured expression. The Launceston Distillery is the first distillery to operate in Launceston since way back in 1839 when the Distillation Prohibition Act was passed in Tasmania, effectively outlawing the distillation of alcohol in that state and closing down about 16 distilleries that were operating then. One of them being the Caledonian Distillery that was operating in Launceston, was one of Australia's biggest distilleries, had to shut the door, and that was the end of that. 150 odd years later, Bill Lark got in the ear of some of the Tasmanian decision makers and had that Distillation Prohibition Act overturned, which, as we all know, set the scene for what has become the modern Tasmanian and, let's face it, the Australian whisky industry, really. They kick-started it all down there and just going from strength to strength ever since. The Launceston Distillery itself is situated at Launceston Airport. It's in an old hangar called Hangar 17, which is probably Australia's oldest aviation-related building. It was built in 1933 by the then Tasman Aerial Services, who then became ANA, or Australian National Airlines, who then became Ansett. So this Hangar 17, which was in continuous operation all that time, is probably Australia's oldest, or definitely one of Australia's oldest aviation-related buildings, and most definitely is one of the most pivotal buildings in the formation of the Australian domestic aviation industry. Really quite interesting, actually, and I could waffle on about that side of it for hours, but I'm here to talk about whiskey. So let's have a taste of this wonderful whiskey. It's Apera Cask matured. If you're not aware of what Apera is, it's actually what we call sherry in Australia now. In 2010, we decided, all the winemakers unanimously decided that they would start calling a sherry Apera, a bit of a play on words with the aperitif word. Sherry is now, Australian sherry is now called Apera, just as Australian port is now called Tawny. So anyway, that's it. The Apera, or sherry-like fortified wine expression here. And as you can see, that beautiful, beautiful burnt orange colour. Very deep coloration and they say they're small Apera casks. They don't exactly say how big they are, but what a wonderful colour. Let's have a taste. Swirl. Look at that again. Oh, that's just beautiful, isn't it? All right. Oh, on the nose, it's instantly very sweet. There's honey, vanilla, some cinnamon, and I get sort of a licorice there as well. Plus, there's the aroma of a sort of a new leather belt. Rather pleasing new leather smell in there. Let's have a taste. Oh yeah. Oh, there's sultanas, there's chocolate, there's some salted caramel, apricots, dried fruit. Oh, it's absolutely marvellous. And the finish is very warming. Beautiful oily mouthfeel. It really does coat the whole mouth and just warms it all up. And that finish, I get real golden syrup sort of notes on the finish as well. Oh, it's absolutely delightful. Oh, just fantastic. Launceston Distillery Apera Cask matured. If you want to have a try some of their other expressions, have a look at the newsletter. We do have about 4 different other expressions there. We've got some good prices on for you to try if you wanted to compare and contrast these, but they're all good. This is absolutely amazing. I love it. Oh, I'm gonna go and finish this off. I might even have another one. Brad Wright here from singlemalt.com.au. Launceston Distillery's Apera Cask matured. It's absolutely sensational. give it a go. Until next month, Slan Javar. Yum.